As tensions rise between the United States, Israel, and Iran, headlines are dominated by airstrike, missile exchanges, and warnings of wider regional escalation. The Middle East once again sits at the center of global instability, and America finds itself deeply involved. But amid the urgency of international conflict, a crucial question must be asked. Are we neglecting our own nation's pressing challenges while focusing on wars overseas? This is not about isolationism. It is not about abandoning our allies. It's about responsibility and the responsibility of American leadership to ensure that the needs of its own citizens are met before committing vast resources, attention, and lives to conflicts abroad. For the sake of our own country, we must have an honest conversation. The escalating conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran represent one of the most serious geopolitical crises in recent memory. Our military operations and retaliatory strikes and strategic positioning have intensified the fears of a broader regional war. Energy markets fluctuate and global alliances shift, and American service members are once again in harm's way. But while Washington debates foreign strategy, millions of Americans wake up every single morning as they have struggles that have nothing to do with Tehran or Tel Aviv. Families are burdened by the inflation and the rising costs of living, and young Americans have recorded levels of student debt. Housing prices are out of reach in many cities. Border security remains a divisive and unresolved issue, and our public infrastructure, from roads to bridges and our power grids, is aging and underfunded. Our healthcare costs continue to strain, and our household veterans return home to long wait times with inadequate support systems. Our communities across the nation grapple with the crime, addiction, and mental health crises every day. These are not minor issues, and these are foundational challenges affecting the stability, prosperity, and security of our country, the United States. Every foreign, or I'm sorry, every foreign war demands resources, financial, military, both either political and emotional. Trillions of dollars have been spent over the past 2 decades in overseas conflicts. Imagine what a fraction of that investment could have done if directed towards revitalizing our own country, America, for manufacturing, modernizing infrastructure, or strengthening our public education and securing our borders, or maybe caring about our veterans. Supporters of foreign engagement argue that the global stability protects America's interests, and there is truth to that. However, the United States has long maintained alliances to deter threats and project strength, but there must be a balance. A nation cannot effectively lead abroad if it's weakened at home. History shows that prolonged foreign conflicts often produce unintended consequences. They strain the public's trust and they divide political leadership. They exhaust military readiness and they burden our taxpayers, and sometimes they fail to achieve the stated objectives. The question is not whether America should care about its allies. The question is whether American leadership has properly prioritized the American people. Strong nations are built from the inside out. Economic resilience and secure borders, the reliable infrastructure and healthy population, and a unity among the citizens form the backbone of a true national strength. However, when those foundations crack, no amount of the military intervention overseas can compensate. If we want America to remain the global leader, we must ensure it's stable, secure, and prosperous within its own borders. First, that means confronting the hard truths about spending priorities, our strategic commitments, and our national focus. The greatest act of patriotism is not endless intervention, it is stewardship, protecting the well being of your own citizens before extending yourself beyond capacity. Prioritizing domestic challenges is not about turning our backs on the world. As I said, it's about ensuring that America remains strong enough to lead when leadership is truly necessary. A divided, economically strained, and infrastructure weakened nation cannot effectively safeguard our global stability. But a united, prosperous, and internally secure United States can project strength without overextension. Now, for the sake of our country, we must demand, our leaders do certain stuff. One would be to invest in American communities and secure our borders and protect our sovereignty. Support the veterans, active duty service members, and strengthen our economic opportunity. We must also modernize our infrastructure and energy independence and also address our health care and educational affordability. Only then can we reasonably engage in global affairs from a position of strength. The future of America does not begin in the foreign capitals. It begins here in our cities, in our own towns, in our homes, and most importantly, in our communities. If we truly love this country, then our priorities must be clear. America must be strong at home before it seeks to fix the world abroad. I want to thank you once again for tuning in to the Unfiltered Political Ends podcast. And as always, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.